So as you can see, right now I'm in a Tesla, hands free, and I'm being driven to my destination. Amazing technology by Tesla, and it's the coolest thing I've ever bought, I feel like. But the most interesting thing is I stacked this purchase. And what does that mean? That means that every decision you make, you are choosing to get closer or further away from freedom. And cars are probably one of the worst things you can do if you want to reach freedom. The newer car you buy, the more likely it costs you more. It doesn't give you as much benefit as people think. It is like a status symbol. But that's why with this car, I basically bought a 2-year-old used vehicle. And I stacked the payments. So the way it's going to work is it's going to create wealth for me. It's not going to take away my freedom. It's going to make me reach there faster. So in this video, I want to explain how I did this. So how it all starts is many years ago, I had a rich friend. I was talking to him about just life. And we end up seeing this person with a very nice car. And he was like, see, stuff like that keeps people away from being rich. He's like, the richest person I know would not even buy a car like that. So I was very intrigued because, you know, at that age, I was very young. I thought that's what rich people did, right? They bought expensive cars. So he said, look, a rich person will tell you, buy a used car, a 2-year-old used car in cash if you can. And that's the best financial decision you'll make, because as soon as you buy a new car, you drive it off the lot, you lose a huge percentage of that car's value. So I understood that, but I'm like, who could pay for cash? You know, cars are expensive. So what I didn't understand is these people buy things that grow in value, and then when those values grow, they borrow off those values to buy the things for cash. So it took me many years before I was even in a position to do that, because once I understood that, I still didn't invest at all. So what I ended up doing is, of course, I've been stacking for years. You know, if you watch this channel or just know me, I've been doing this stack process for 5 years now. Meaning, I take money that I make, put it in Bitcoin, Ethereum, borrow against it for expenses, and as time passed, Bitcoin and Ethereum have grew pretty well. So the value of my investments have grown enough where now I had enough in there to borrow to pay cash for a car. And now I can make the monthly payments back to myself. I don't even have to, but why not? I was going to have to anyway, so why not now every month put that same payment into a wallet that I was going to have to be paying anyway to a bank with interest. So this is where I really want people to understand how this works. So of course my scenario is different. I took investing seriously 5 years ago. You may not be in that same situation, maybe just starting. So this may not be exactly what you can do, my version, but you can do a version of it. So the way I did it was, I took $40,000 from my retirement freedom fund and I put it in another wallet, because I want people to see this wallet and I want people to track this wallet to see what it became. So I took 40K, moved it into another wallet. Then I borrowed 28,000 from that wallet to pay cash for the car. The car, so just let me break down the car situation, why it costs what it costs and everything. So what it costs, why it costs what it costs. So when I had used cars. I had a used Toyota Camry for a while. I think it was a 2017, and I paid again 2 years. I mean, I bought it 2 years old, so it was used, and I paid it off. So it was a finished payment. So I didn't have any monthly payment. I just had to pay the insurance, right? So something happened though. On Father's Day, we had a car crash, and it was total, a hit and run. Somebody hit the car, ran off. Everybody's fine. But when you get a total, the insurance gives you money, right? So the insurance gave me about, I want to say like 9K after all the fees. I think I came away with like 8,500 exact, something like that, 85, 83. So I had $8,300 to buy a new car. So I've been doing research on Teslas for like a year, because I thought I was gonna have to get a newer car earlier. And I'm always making sure that if one of my car, I had 2 cars, if one of them goes out, I got a plan, backup plan. So what I did was I've been watching the used Tesla website and just seeing what the prices do, how they go up and down, what the options are. So about 2-3 weeks ago, I saw a deal that was insane to me. This car was $27,000. It had 17,000 miles. They gave me 3 months of free self-charging, 3 months of full self-driving, which those 3 things right there, I would say that is at least, the self-driving is $99 a month, so that's $300 right there. The charging, let's say you spend $100, $200 a month charging, maybe less. Let's say $100 a month charging. That's still $600 of free things that they gave me. So I said, that's worth it. I'm gonna do it. So I did it, and we basically purchased the car, cash, and then you wait for them to give it to you. But the way I did it, I told you I put 40,000, borrowed 28, paid cash because I had the 8, which I also stacked. Had the 8 from the thing. So now my payment is about, with taxes and everything, is about 21,000 that I actually paid out of pocket for the car. So now I say, okay, what should I do to pay myself back? So I said, okay, I could do a 5-year, 4-year, 7-year, 8-year. I could do whatever I want because it's me. But I want to make it realistic to what most people have right now. So I said, what if I do a 5-year payback? So what that means is I will have to put $300 or $350, I forget the exact number, every month back into this wallet to pay myself back that $21,000, right? But the beauty of this is with Stack, I can make that $300 into $1,000. So every month I'm bringing in an extra $1,000 into that wallet, paying myself back for this car. So if you think about that, there's 60 months in 5 years. That $60,000 will be added to my wallet. I already put $40,000 into it. And yes, if Bitcoin and Ethereum don't move at all, that could mean that portfolio value is over $100,000. That's if Bitcoin and Ethereum don't do anything in 5 years, which if you're into Bitcoin and Ethereum, you don't believe that. So now you can see how this decision is bringing me closer to freedom. $100,000 in a portfolio of Bitcoin and Ethereum without any growth, over taking money and paying down a loan for 5 years with high interest and a down payment, and that money is just gone. But there is a way for you to do a similar thing if you don't have the upfront, if you haven't started investing yet, you don't have enough Bitcoin and Ethereum to borrow off of yet. You can treat your car payment similar. You can say, whatever my car payment is, how much more can I add to that to get me towards freedom? So if you think about it as a monthly payment, and you say, okay, every month I'm adding $100 to whatever bill, it doesn't even have to be car, but add $100, and if you use the Stack process, you get 3 times more. Go to stackit.ai/guide if that's what you want to learn more about. But it doesn't even have to be Stack. You could do this with Bitcoin and Ethereum. Just bring in $100 a month, put 50 in Bitcoin, 50 in Ethereum, look up in a few years and see what you got. And then you decide, do I want to borrow off that or whatever? Of course, the way I did it, I maximized my leverage possible, and I like supercharged that, no pun intended. But not everybody understands what I do. And again, if you want to learn more, the links are in the description. Join our free community. I have hundreds of people doing this right now, with not just cars, with homes, with real estate investments, all kind of stuff, restaurant investments. So the core though is, right now we are in a time where Bitcoin, Ethereum are in a higher value than they were for the past few years. But long term, if you think about this as like a generational 20, 30, 40-year play, it's probably in the lowest price it's going to be for a long time. Many people believe Bitcoin may go to $1 million over the next 5-10 years. Ethereum can go to $50,000, $100,000 over the next 5-10 years. If that happens, and right now you're putting in money every month into these assets, you will, like me, have that asset appreciation start paying for your liabilities, like a car and others, you know. So this is a game-changing opportunity. If you understand it, if you want to understand it more, like, subscribe, follow my channel, reach out, join my free community, download the free guide. Just try to understand this. Whether you do it or not, that's up to you. But understanding what's possible, and there are other ways of doing this. You don't have to use my platform. You can do it on your own. There's pros and cons to everything. But if you don't understand it, you are choosing to not reach freedom faster. And if you want to understand how much Bitcoin you need to have to reach freedom faster, watch this next video.